Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. I was gonna wait till a little bit later, and I mean like a week or so to tear this down, but I was reading through the comments on today's upload, which is like 2 days ago in the past with the future and the internet time machine. I don't know how it works. Anyway, I wanted to tear it down and address some of the stuff that you guys talked about in the comment section. So what I did is I did some additional thermal testing from something that I was thinking about. It was in the back of my head that I should have tested in the original video. But yeah, I did some of that. We're gonna tear it apart and I'm gonna show you a few things with this case that I noticed after making that video as well. And I think it might be a couple things that some other reviewers on the internet of the place where people make the videos about the computers haven't picked up on yet. So let's do that, and you guys are gonna come along for the ride. It's time for that classic old tear down and chill. Let's go. The main reason why we do these teardowns is we actually get lots of comments as to what we do with all of these systems once we're finished with them. Obviously we can't keep them, otherwise we'd literally have, at last count, probably like 130 PCs in our house, which would just be absolutely ridiculous. Basically what we do is we tear them apart, we chuck them back in our inventory so we can use them for builds later down the line. And the other thing I wanted to mention with this case is there is a really good reason as to why I use a Radeon 7, and I actually talked about this in the original build, but it seems as though people don't understand what this GPU is and why we used it. The simple answer is it gets really hot, and because I had it, it's the only one I had available. However, I'm gonna try and grab one of our other big boy, fat, chunky boy GPUs and see what the biggest GPU we can fit in here as well, just to dispel any of the comments that people had on the original build video. So you can think of this as like a second / follow-up review, I guess, but it's not, it's a teardown. So what are you looking at, Claire?
You.
Why?
It's a dessert.
Oh, I'm a snack. Before we actually pull this apart, I just want to show you guys the original thermals from when we originally did the build, and with updated thermals, with removing all of the filters from the inside of the case. So you can see what the differences are when we go ahead and do that. So let's take a look at those quickly and then we'll actually pull it apart. As you can see, with the filters removed, it does actually inhibit the GPU more than the CPU. And the difference is anywhere between 7 to 5 degrees, which in my opinion is quite a lot. It's quite a big difference, let's be honest. So one of the things I would probably recommend doing if you have a big GPU like this is to actually remove the filter on the GPU side. Now I also wanted to see whether or not having the filter in there allows us to put a bigger GPU in there as well, so we're gonna do that. All right, let's finally start tearing this apart. Let's pull the back panel off first. And one thing that I wanted to mention as well, there's no filter on the back panel as well. And just before I forget, I wanted to try this because I've been thinking about this non-stop. I just need to know this. Let's see, does it fit on the front panel? Oh, did they make this not fit on purpose? No, it fits. Except for that one corner. They all clip in except for one corner. Sneaky, sneaky. Here's something I just discovered. If you wanted to source a second panel and you don't have a Dremel or you don't have like the means to remove it, but what actually happens is this doesn't actually go all the way in. You can see that that's sticking off, and look, this peg right here doesn't line up with this additional hole here. Wow, that's a clever way to vendor lock. Anyway, let's crack on with this teardown. Rightio. Okay, let's pull the top off. And now you can get a little bit like firm as you get towards the middle, so it stops and then you have to like give it a big old yank to get it off. And the dust filters are just attached to the inside of here, just with magnets. It's like a technology, I'm not sure if you've heard of it before. It's called magnets, and it uses a thing called science and wizards. And it what?
Magnets.
It's magnets. I'll be back. I'm gonna go find a GPU and let's see if we can make a 2080 Ti Aorus Extreme fit in here, and we'll see if we can get the case to slide back on top. Let's do that. Actually, maybe we'll grab a couple GPUs and we'll test a couple. Let's do that. All right, so I've got some big, thick boy GPUs, 2080 Ti Aorus Extreme and the 5700 XT Aorus as well. So let's see if they fit in. We know that 2.5 slot cards will work. So let's see if we can make this fit, and it looks as though it might, but yeah, let's see what happens when we go ahead and try to fit it in here. Radeon 7's out. First one, we'll try the 5700 XT. Ooh, that looks pretty tight. Okay, that's fitting. But whether or not the fan spins a whole nother thing. So maybe, given my recommendation from before, what we'll do is, now we're just experimenting, guys. We've got the Aorus 5700 XT. I've put the filter back in on the side panel, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna power it up. See if these fans start spinning. I can't remember if they actually do or not. Oh, you can make it fit, okay. Just push the card in like that. Whether or not that will inhibit the thermals, it most likely will, but the fans are spinning. That spins, and we can actually test the top one spinning too, to get that yank going. And it spins as well, and yeah, okay, well, there's the answer to that card, but what if we put in a card that was slightly thicker? Let's try that now. So we know that this 5700 XT Aorus card 2.5 slot will fit in there, but what about something that is a 2.5 slot that is actually thicker than a 2.5 slot, but already it looks as though it's, ooh, the shroud could be a little bit too high. I won't worry about the fan rotation in this one, mainly because the fans are completely covered. It's more about this chunky bit of the shroud at the bottom. Put one screw in and one screw out. I'm not confident with this one, to be honest, but we might get lucky with, yep, okay, well, if I push that in, it goes down, but I think this one's getting snagged on the filter. So the Aorus Extreme one won't fit with the filter on. You've got to give this a yank. The filter's out. Let's see if it goes in now. Might have to coax it in a little bit. Okay, let's see. Push that part of the card in, and I'm not confident with going further than that, because now it doesn't fit. So let's call it a 2.75 slot GPU will not fit. Well, not with this anyway. Oh wait, hang on. It's not over till the, okay, well no, the case is now bulging, so don't do that, don't do that. Oh no.
Why do you like this?
I don't know.
Can't get it off?
Oh no, the price of science. Uh-oh. I'm gonna scratch my baby. Oh no. Oh no, the price of science. I scratched the baby. Well, at least I did it so you didn't have to, right? It's okay, it's for science, it's okay. All for science. If you've got an Aorus Extreme 2080 Ti, don't bother with this case. It legitimately took off entire bits of plastic, and it looks like I just tried to Dremel the front of the card. But it's okay, it's science, it's no problem, all right? You guys don't have to worry about it, you don't have to subject your own hardware to it, I'll subject our hardware to it. Now, come out, baby. Oh yeah, just oh! My finger's stuck. Everything seems to be okay. Well, that part of the teardown's done. Let's crack on with the rest of it. One other thing of note with this case and the design that I thought was a little bit odd, and it's a pretty big oversight from NZXT, is maybe you can see what the problem is here, right? If I just do this, tell me what the problem is. Well, the problem is the USB port access on your motherboard on this side. It may look harmless enough from this angle here, and like, yeah, you can plug it in, no problem. However, if I put the case straight up to the lens, right, as straight as I can, you can actually see that it's behind this bracket here. And the only reason why I know this is where I usually plug in the mouse and keyboard with this motherboard, right on these USB ports right here. And I wasn't able to do that because this bar is actually in the way. So that's a pretty big oversight. I ended up using these USB ports here for everything. And I forgot to actually mention this in the video because I made a mental note to talk about it because we don't script those videos. But yeah, the USB is absolutely cactus. So be careful when you choose your motherboard. If your motherboard has USB all the way up this end, don't choose it or don't use this case. It's completely up to you. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think of the NZXT H1. I quite like it. I think I'm going to move my daily driver into this from the Phanteks Shift Air, mainly because of the size. This is considerably smaller. I would have brought the Shift Air in here for comparison, but the problem is it's running everything, so I don't really want to do that right now. And yeah, so these are going for $569, and if you put into perspective stuff like the Streacom cases, they're about 400 Australian dollars if you're lucky for their small form factor stuff, and they don't have a cooler or a power supply or a riser cable. So I think this might actually be right on the money, and I think it's quite competitively priced, although at first impressions, maybe I didn't think that, but yeah, it is quite decent. Now, there are stuff to do with the GPU clearance like I showed in the video. So if you've got one of those 2.75 slot cards, not like a 2.5 slot card, anything above 59.5 millimeters like the Aorus 2080 Ti Extreme, probably not going to fit. 59 mil, you could be pretty lucky. Other than that, I wouldn't risk it. You'd probably damage your card, so don't buy this case if you have that GPU, or just buy another GPU, or I don't know how this works. If you guys plan your builds, then you shouldn't really have this problem. Also, the USB thing was a little bit disappointing for me as well. I thought they could have maybe tested a few different types of motherboards for compatibility. I don't think it would have been that hard for them to do that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of it, because I really want to know. And I know people have been talking about the price and it's all expensive, but I think you're wrong. I actually do think you guys are wrong with that side of the thing. Sorry, I just have to come out and say it. $589 or $569 or however much this costs is pretty competitive. Anyways, guys, if you like the music and you want the music, I make all the music. It's available on our Patreon. And if you like this video and you want to support the channel, you can hit that join button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, or support us on Float Plan. And if you didn't like this video, you know what to do, and tell us what you hated about it. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peak, we seek. And yeah, like I mentioned, I might be switching my Fantex Shift Air like gear into this because I do like it. I just I don't know, that Shift Air is pretty good, but this is a lot smaller. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think I should do in the comments below. Should I do another build with this, or should I just keep my Shift Air? What do you reckon, Claire?
I don't know.
Come on, you had an answer for this before.
No, I didn't.
Shift Air or no?
I don't know. Both.
I can have both. Let's do that. Thanks for watching.